So in today's video, we're going to talk about the home buying process in California. It's a lot very similar to a lot of states, but there's a lot of things that are different. So you're going to want to stick around to the end, and let's get started right now. All right, step number one is talk to a realtor. A lot of people want to go get pre-qualified first, which you could do that too, but a realtor could recommend some, different lenders, different loan programs that you might not be aware of. A lot of people just want to go to their credit union and get qualified. You can get qualified with whoever you want to get qualified with. You can use whatever lender you want. We can't, force you to use a certain lender. But we do work with a lot of lenders, and we kind of understand the process and what kind of deals that we're seeing out there, so we can kind of guide you in the direction of a good lender if you don't have one. So talk to a real estate agent, get an idea of what you might want to look at, where you might want to be looking, what price range you might want to look in, and then move on to step two. So step two is going to be to get qualified through a lender. Like I said before, some people do it in advance, which is great. But either way, you got to get qualified. You shouldn't even be out looking at homes unless you're qualified. You have a pre-approval letter from a lender, and they've done all the homework. They've pulled your credit reports. They've got your tax returns. They got your bank statements. They get your pay stubs, so that they know for sure 100% that you can purchase a home at whatever price. So a lender is going to basically run all the numbers, put them in their computer systems, and it will let you know based on how much money you have coming in versus how much you have going out, what you can actually qualify for. And a lot of times they'll say, well, you need to pay off this credit card and this credit card, and your buying power goes up, $50,000, $100,000, whatever. But lenders definitely, it's either step one or step two. And I know it seems kind of, like I'm going back and forth on the steps. I appreciate it when people come to me with a pre-qual already in hand. If you go out and look for a mortgage broker, a lot of times they're going to have different programs, a lot more programs than some banks will have. So it's a good idea to kind of shop around, and you can, shop around without it impacting your credit that much. But you're definitely either step one or step two, you're definitely going to need to get a pre-qual letter, pre-approval letter. Real quick, if this is your first time to the channel, subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know about the real estate market in Southern California. My name is Steve Batiste, and I'm the broker owner of NextHome West Realty, and we get calls, emails, and texts every single day from people just like you looking to make their move into Southern California. So if that's you, don't be shy. Give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email. I'd love to help you make a smooth transition into the area. So number three is going to be searching for homes. So what a real estate agent is going to do is they're going to, hopefully they're knowledgeable about the area that you want to move into. They're going to go through and send you homes or listings at the price that you can afford based on your pre-approval letter. If you have cash, skip the pre-approval letter if you're going to buy the house with cash, obviously. But a realtor is going to actually go through and set up searches online, depending on the market, how fast things are moving. You're going to want to see pre-listings or coming soon listings, so that you're prepared when that house hits the market. You're going to want to be the first one in there to look at that house and make an offer on it. The agent's going to be invaluable in that. So and we do get a lot of we have a lot of clients out there that we're already talking to that are going to possibly be listing their house. So you might even come into a situation where I know of a listing that's coming on the market that's actually not on the market yet, and sometimes you can get the jump on it, depending on the situation. but definitely talk to a realtor and start searching for homes as soon as you get a pre-approval letter. The thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to go out looking at homes. Let's say you're looking at homes that are $1.5 million and you get your pre-approval and you're only approved for a $1 million home. It's a very different home. Okay, so if you're looking at $3 million homes and you're only qualified for $1 million homes, you're not going to like the $1 million homes most of the time. The price points are there for a reason, and they're really nice homes at $3 million most of the time, 99% of the time. And there's nice homes at $1 million. It's just they don't look the same. So get your pre-approval done, speak to a realtor, then start looking for homes. There's a lot of, if you're searching for homes yourself on Zillow, take those listings and send them to your realtor as soon as they come available. Don't call the agent on Zillow because what Zillow does is they sell leads to different agents. So if you request more information through Zillow or Realtor.com or one of these online portals, what's actually happening is they're taking your information, they're sending it to an agent. Sometimes they send it to multiple agents. So your phone's going to start blowing up with all these different agents. So if you're working with an agent already, just, write down if they have an MLS ID, write that down. If they have the home address on the website that you're looking at, write that down, call your agent, text your agent, and let them know, which houses you want to see. Also, it's good to have an agent that has an app or their own website at least. We have an app that allows you to basically look at homes. If you're driving down the street, you see a home for sale, you can pull the app up, aim the app at the house, and it'll give you all the details of the home. And if you like the home, you can click like, and it'll send me a notification saying that you like the house and you want to go see it. So there's a lot of things that can help you out in the search process. If you're comfortable with Zillow, whatever you're comfortable with, most agents can work with you on that. Just keep in mind that when you click more information on Zillow or on Realtor.com or on any of those other sites, what's actually happening is they're sending your information out to different agents to call you. And some agents will, call you one time, and if you don't answer, they won't ever call you again. And some agents will call and call and call and call and call until you answer. But if you're working with an agent, I would say just answer the call, say, I'm working with an agent, and then politely get off the phone. So step number 4 is going to be, once you find a home that you like, you're going to want to write an offer on the home. So there's a lot of different schools of thought on this. I've always gone, I look out for my clients. So if my clients say I want to write an offer, let's say the house is $1 million, and I'm using $1 million because it's an even number, and the client wants to write it for $950. You know what? Let's write it for $950. See what happens. Just keep in mind that if it's a really nice house for $1 million, there's going to be other people offering on it. And if we come in at $950 and someone comes in at $1 million or $1,010,000, $1,010,000, they're probably going to get the house and they might not even reply to you. So you're going to want to look at the house and, basically determine, how much do I really want this house? If it's something that you're like, this is the one, I don't want to, I don't want to look at anything else. This is the house. This is the one I want. A good real estate agent is going to call the other agent. They're going to have a conversation with them. They're going to see, how many offers do you have on the house? What's it looking like? Do you have other people, are you still showing this weekend? How many showings do you have? And you're going to kind of want to feel the other agent out to see where the seller is on their house. If they're, 100%, you got to come in at least asking price. They're going to let you know that. So it's important to have a good real estate agent that knows other real estate agents or knows how to talk to other real estate agents in the area, because that information is going to be invaluable when you go to make your offer. Just keep in mind, you can try to lowball if you want. No problem with that. But as you can understand, if a seller has already determined, and this is, every seller is different. So, this is just a general broad statement. But if a seller says, I want $1 million and not a penny less, and you come in, 50,000 less or 100,000 less, sometimes it's going to offend them and they don't even want anything to do with you. So if you really like the house, and I know I'm beating a dead horse here, if you really like a house, go in at least asking price, have your realtor run comps on the house to make sure that, you're not overpaying, because you don't really want to overpay on a house unless, you're in a situation where you can overpay, or you have to find a house and everyone else is, not, basically declining your offers. Sometimes you're going to need to pay a little bit more to get in the house you want. So always run the comps, always, try to get the intel on what's actually going on with the other house. So once you put an offer in, the other agent has a responsibility to show all offers to the seller, unless the seller says, don't show me any offers under, let's say we're on the $1 million house again, I don't want to see any offers under $950,000. Then the agent has that in writing, and they can basically deny your offer. They can call you back and say, hey, my seller instructed me not to show him anything under $950,000. That's, you got to come up a little bit higher or whatever, and they can kind of negotiate and let you know what's going on. But, the negotiation part, basically the way it works is if I'm a listing agent on a house is listed for $1 million, I get 4 offers and they're all at $1 million. One's maybe 10,000 over, one's 10,000 under. What I normally recommend to my seller is, let's send out a multiple counter offer, so it goes back out to those 4 people, and then those 4 people can come back with their best and highest offer. So you don't have to, the seller does not have to do that. They can just say, you know what, let's just go with the guy that offered 10,000 over and be done with it. Let's go, let's close it up. But a lot of times they will, come back with the best and final. And at that point, you kind of have to, again, have your real estate agent try to get intel on, what type of offers they already have. Some agents will tell you, some will not. Some agents will submit an offer and say, you cannot disclose my offer price to any other agents. Some agents are like, they don't protect their clients that way. Some agents just, they're old school and they will not tell you at all what other offers they have. They want you to come in at your truly your best and final. At that point, it's just a matter of, do you really want the house, or, you can come back in at, add another 10,000 to the offer and, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we're back to looking again. But the negotiation part, step number 5, it's usually, depending on the market, a couple of years ago, it was ridiculous. People are having to come in, $100,000, $200,000 over asking price. Nowadays, we still, in certain situations, if the house is in really good condition, to keep that in mind, if the house is in really good shape, you're going to want to go over asking price if there's multiple offers. I also have another, school of thought that, let's not look at the perfect house in a market where everybody's going over asking price. Look at homes that maybe could use, a little TLC, and then take that over asking price money that you're going to spend, that you're going to offer, that you're going to have to pay for out of pocket most of the time, and put it into a lower price home and fix it up how you like it. So, there's ways around, bidding wars. But you know, it depends if it's a really nice house with a pool, great yard, great neighborhood. The house has been, you know, fully renovated, and it's priced right. You're gonna have competition in pretty much any market. So now step 6 is the escrow. So once you go into escrow, you know, escrow periods can range, you know, depending on how you're purchasing the house. Most lenders are going to want at least 21 days to get the loan, you know, completed. If you're buying cash, you can usually do it in 10 days. You know, depending on your escrow officer, you're going to want to have a good escrow officer so that they can, you know, I'm sure there's going to be escrow officers out there right now going, no, don't do 10 days, because 10 days is very tight. You got to get all the inspections done. It's tight, so it can be done. I've done it before. A lot of escrow companies don't want you to, you know, to do a 10-day escrow because it puts a lot of pressure on them. So I would say most of the time you're going to want it at minimum 21 days and maximum 45-day escrow. Most sellers are going to want about a 30-day escrow. And again, it really depends on, you know, how quick they want to get out of there. You know, it really depends on the situation. So, you know, there's ways to structure good offers so that you can, you know, if a seller is trying to sell quick and you have, you know, 2 people coming in, one of them needs a loan, you know, for, you know, the $1 million, and the other one has the $1 million in cash. You can close that house in 10 days, or you have to take 30 days to close the house. More than likely, the 10-day offer is going to win. Not always, but you know, you have to have someone that knows this and can negotiate through this. So keep that in mind. Escrows, basically what they do is they make sure you're buying what you say you're buying, and all the money comes in. They hold it, and then they transfer the money to the seller. And, you know, that way you're not giving money directly to the seller and then they run off with your money. So, you know, escrow is a must have. And I would say 99% of the transactions in California, they use an escrow officer, escrow company. Also during escrow, we have title companies out here that will, you know, check the title on the house, make sure that there's nothing there that is going to come back and bite you later. You know, like easements and, you know, other owners of the house that, you know, they basically make sure that the house is good to go. And then you buy insurance, title insurance, in case something is missed, you're covered. So title insurance and escrow, definitely want to do that. Number 7 is going to be your final details. So during the escrow process, you're going to want to do a home inspection on the house. Some people don't do home inspections on a house. That's kind of crazy. Home inspections, you know, they start about $450 depending on, you know, the size of the house, what you want the inspector to inspect. But that $450 is going to point out any major issues that house has on it. So you're gonna definitely want to do a home inspection on the house. As a matter of fact, if you don't do a home inspection, we're gonna have you sign a waiver for the home inspection. And you know, there's tons of inspections you can do on a house. Some agents or brokers will have you sign off basically a inspection disclosure saying that you had the opportunity to do all these inspections and all you chose to do was the home inspection. But you can do an air quality inspection, you can do radon inspection, you can do all types of different inspections. And it's your right as a buyer and your duty basically to get those inspections done and make sure that you are buying what you're buying and you know everything about your purchase. The seller has to fill out disclosures and tell you anything that they know is wrong with the house. So if the next door neighbor has, is in a heavy metal band and plays drums in the garage and has his band come over every weekend and, play their music out in the garage, that's something that they should know about for sure and that they are supposed to disclose to you. Does it happen every time? No, not always, but they're supposed to. If they've ever done any like major repairs, if they found mold in the house and they, had it fixed, they have to tell you in their disclosures. Again, doesn't always happen, but if they know about it and you can prove that they know about it and you find out about it, you can actually go back and, sue the seller for not disclosing certain things. So you want to make sure that you have an agent that understands all these disclosures, and most agents do. They understand the disclosures and what we're supposed to be doing. But just make sure you're comfortable with your agent. You're finding a knowledgeable agent, and they're going to help you navigate through the process. And number 8, in everyone's favorite step in the home buying process, this is when agents we get paid to basically we get paid to stress. We get paid to take the stress off of you and put it on our shoulders. The home buying process can be sometimes it can be a mess, a nightmare, but the whole idea is to make it as easy as we can for you. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's very smooth, nothing goes wrong, but there are times when things don't go as planned. But the favorite part is step number 8, which is getting the keys to the house. So once everything is done with escrow, we've done the home inspections, we've gotten all the disclosures signed off, all the paperwork's in, we're at day 30 or day 21, however long the escrow period is. The couple days before, the escrow company is going to send out a notary or have you come in and sign documents in their office. Once you sign those documents, they're going to take those documents, they're going to scan them in, they're going to send them to the back to the escrow company. The notary will scan them in, send them back to the escrow company. The escrow company is going to send everything to the bank, and then the bank funds the loan. Once the loan is funded, we'll get notification that the loan is funded. But there's one final step, and this one, depending on what county you're in, could take a day, could happen the same day. So Riverside County, San Diego County, they will usually, and Orange County, they can record on the same day a lot of times. Not every time, not all the time. LA County, they don't do a special recording, so they usually set it up for the next day, but usually it's done within a day. So bank funds the loan, title company basically sends everything to the county to record. Once it's recorded, then and only then can you get your keys. Now, I just got off the phone with a friend of mine up in Idaho, and he said, that they sometimes they'll give you the keys before you close. Not a good idea anywhere. Once you have the keys, you can move into that house, and now you take up residency. If anything were to happen with the county or with the loan and it doesn't close and it doesn't record, now you are in possession of the house and you have to basically get evicted. So you got to understand that's the reason behind it. And the eviction process is in California, it could take months. And the seller wants to sell the house, so most agents aren't going to let you have the keys to the house before you actually record. So, there's a process to it. If you guys have any questions, you need an agent, you even need a good lender, reach out to me. If you're in Southern California, I'd love to help you out. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. You can send me a text, shoot me an email, give me a call. And, love hearing from you. Until next time, have a good one.